welcome to Charlotte's English channel. And I'd just like to, I would just like to talk to you today. I am an English teacher from Cambridge, and I normally do English classes through the week, and I also do English classes online. So I am an online English teacher, and I also do English classes through, through Skype normally. You can find those details absolutely in the contact details in my Facebook page or on YouTube. If you would if you would like my video, that would be really great. Anyway, so let's begin. The top 10 English, the top tips for learning English we're going to go over. Yes, I've already done part 1 of this top tips for learning English. This is part 2. So here we go. So what do we do when we're learning English? Well, we have to put some time aside to really learn English, first of all. So what about putting 20 minutes a day for your English experience of learning, and you can really improve your English? And then maybe start to read for 10 minutes. Yes, such as an online article, a graded reader. What's a graded reader? I'm talking about the level of your English here. You can find those on, I believe, Penguin Books or the Cambridge website, and they both have graded reading for English readers. So, like, the B1 levels, and different levels. C1 level, which is graded by Cambridge, for example. And you can listen for 10 minutes. So a YouTube video, the news, your favorite TV series, for example. All of these are really good to practice your English every day. And you'll soon notice a huge difference, because even if it's only a small fraction of a day, you're actually putting aside a whole time for you to really focus on your English. So try to learn English words every day is the second tip. So in 1 week, you'll have learned 70 words. In a month, about 300. And in a year, over 3,000. Imagine that. And the average British person has an active vocabulary of about 5,000 words. Now, you're thinking, how many words do I know? Yes, about 5,000, because I'm British. So that's the average. And so it won't take you long to learn all the most important terms in English. So practice those words every single day. And don't worry about making mistakes. Yes, that's part of the learning process. Make as many mistakes as you can first, so you can really learn to correct those mistakes. Because how are you going to know anything unless if everything is how are you going to learn how to learn anything anyway? You have to make the mistakes first to be able to progress anyway. So even native speakers get things wrong when speaking. Yes, even people like myself and other people outside the classroom, especially because we use a lot of slang, can get our words very wrong. And when we're speaking, of course, not too wrong, but yes, you might notice conversation where it's quite different from what you probably learned. And it happens when you're talking fast, especially. Talking fast generates more problems. More mistakes in English. So the next step is listening to key language learning. So listen to as much English as you can. That's a big tip. And just 10 minutes a day, but every day is enough to really help you improve your listening ability. So yes, I had an English student myself who was a very good student. And I hope he sees this video. And 10 minutes a day is beautiful. English podcasts are the way to go. There's many English podcasts. I can recommend some for you on this channel too. So there's a basic formula for learning a language. It's input, reading, and listening. plus practice speaking and writing equals learning. It's that simple. So, yes, how do we put it? So, yes, reading and listening, speaking and writing, all the main things you need to be learning and improving in English to really begin learning, really begin, yes, learn with learning to be fluid basically is all about improving all of these skills in English. So listening to English regularly is the next tip, so it will help you to develop an ear for the language, as I said before in the last video, so you'll be eventually able to distinguish words and sounds, and then you'll start learning really quickly. So develop an ear for the language, and then you'll be able to distinguish, yes, the words from each other, etc. I mean, it doesn't come straight away, but you will eventually get there, especially with listening. So repeat words and expressions after you hear them. So this will develop your ability to produce the language. So yes, reading really helps. I do pronunciation and help my students to correct their pronunciation. So this really helps them to really repeat words and expressions so I can hear them clearly. So this would, yes, so it really helps them. And it will also help you memorize any words or expressions. So when listening, don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on the general meaning and try to guess what the speakers are saying. This is what you do in your own language, and it's pretty much what you do in English. My big tip. Remember to listen for gist. A general understanding of what people are saying is extremely difficult to hear or understand every single word. Yes, not even native speakers do that. Yes, we don't continually try to understand words. We understand the context, as I was saying before in my other video. So improve your speaking with simultaneous repetition. Select a phrase or a sentence in English from an audio file. Then as the audio is playing, try to repeat the words at exactly the same time as the speaker. This is also a great way for memorizing language and for improving your pronunciation. So that's another tip. So build up your own personal dictionary of words and expressions that you like. Yes, you have a notepad, you can write in it, and then spend time learning them. Also try to use these words and expressions when you're speaking or writing. Yes, give it a go. Because if you don't use something, it's not going to get used. But if you do try to use something, you're going to learn a lot easier. So practicing writing to develop your language skills using the LCCC method. So look, cover, copy, and check. So how do we use this? So the first, choose a piece of text, a sentence or two, or a short paragraph. Look at it for a couple of minutes, then cover it, and then try to copy it out again, word for word, and finally check your version against the original. It really helps with your writing. So reading is a great way to learn as well. As you're enjoying a book or an article, lots of new words and expressions will flow into your brain. And on top of that, you'll see how the language fits together. This is a really big tip I tell all my students of English, and it will really help you with your vocabulary and expressions. And then, yes, this will help you to also understand grammar and how sentence structure, yes, fits, how words fit together. So, yes, understanding of grammar, language structures, and collocations as well. So that's why, yes, remember to improve on all of these skills of English. Like I said before, reading, writing, speaking, and listening are all things you should concentrate on in English so you can become the best student in the world. So that's my top tips for learning English, part 2, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I said, yes, you can see also my Facebook and my YouTube channel. And I hope you have a lovely day and speak soon. Bye for now.